Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to have a serious talk to you guys about books and money. In 2020, I have decided I'm going to do a no-buy, and I was inspired by Leena from Leena Norms, who makes like bookish but also like social justice kind of content. And she was inspired by a YouTuber named Hannah Louise Poston. So I will link both of them down below. Leena has a couple videos about it, and then Hannah Louise Poston's channel is like all about it. Hannah did an entire year where she didn't buy anything, and her vice was kind of like makeup and fashion and beauty and stuff like that. So her no buy was that she didn't buy anything until she was out of everything of that thing. So she didn't buy a foundation until she ran out of all of her foundation. She didn't buy a new face wash until she was out of all of the face wash that she had. So I'm kind of doing that. I'm doing it in a lot of different parts of my life, but today I wanted to specifically talk about doing that with books. Now, I don't know how many books I own. I've never calculated it, and this really isn't about like the excess of books that I have, because I like owning books. I like collecting books. I'm very much like a collector. Everything that I have, I want to collect more of. That's just the kind of person I am. But the problem with collecting is that it costs money. So recently, you'll see it in my last haul video for a year. I bought a Seanan McGuire collection of all of her short stories that she's written, and it cost me a lot of money because it was in US prices, and then it also cost like $20 just to ship it to Canada. So it might have actually been UK, I can't remember. But it's this beautiful book and it's illustrated, and I really wanted it, so I bought it for myself. Not only because it'll go in my collection, but also because I really love Seanan McGuire. So this isn't really about, oh, I have so many books and like consumer culture with books and stuff like that. There are lots of videos on BookTube about BookTube and the obsession with owning books and being a booktuber costing a lot of money. This is more about me and my own money habits. I have really bad money habits. I kind of always have, and I definitely think there are some people that are worse with their money than I am, but I'm definitely not good with my money. So I've tried many times to put myself on a book buying ban. You'll see that actually if you go back and watch some of my book hauls. I'll be like, I put myself on a book buying ban, but here's a May book haul. Like, and it's like, Emily, that doesn't make any sense. You put yourself on a book buying ban. Why are you doing a book haul? My thing with this is more like, I need to go all out. I need to go cold turkey and not buy books in 2020. Obviously, there needs to be rules for this. Like, I'm a bookseller and I do this, and I really love books, and there's authors with books coming out in 2020 that I'm probably going to want to read. I've decided to make a rule for myself when it comes to buying books. And like I said, I'm doing this with other aspects of my life, but with books, it's kind of weird because books are like my entire life. Like, books are basically my job. Books are my job. I'm a bookseller. I went back and I watched Leena's video, and this was kind of her problem as well. She was like, what am I going to do about books? Books are my job. So she decided for 2019, she was allowed to buy one book a month. It could only be on her e-reader, and she had to read it right away. And I'm going to kind of build my rules off of that. I've decided that I can buy one book a month. It has to be on my e-reader, and I have to read it right away. I thought about doing every other month, and I might actually change my mind and decide I can only buy a book every second month. I can use a gift card to buy a physical book, but it has to be a gift card that someone's gifted to me. But the rest of the rules apply. I can only buy a book once a month, and I have to read it right away. If it's with a gift card, I can decide to buy a physical book. If it's not with a gift card, it has to be an ebook. because I know if I am able to, I will just buy a bunch of books with gift cards and this won't matter. There is a couple of books that I want to pre-order before 2020 because they are books that I'm positive I'm going to want to read, and they are books that I know I can't get ARCs for. Because I'm a bookseller, I am more likely to get ARCs as a bookseller than I am by doing this. I have a very few amount of subscribers and interaction and views at this point that requesting ARCs through here is not successful. So usually when I do request ARCs, it's through my job as a bookseller. It's a book that I can't get an ARC for, and I know I'm gonna want to read it as soon as it comes out. I'm gonna pre-order it. And actually, I've gotten a few gift cards. I just had my birthday. Christmas is coming up. I'm actually going to be doing most of the pre-ordering with gift cards. It's a choice that I've decided to make, mostly for my financial health, because this is more than just BookTube being a consumerist dome and book hauls, etc. I have a lot of means that I can get books for free as a bookseller. I can request ARCs. The bookstore I work at has an employee borrowing program. I have a library in my city, a really great library that will get anything I request for the most part. I've requested so many things from the library and they have bought them for me. I also have a lot of books in my TBR pile. I actually have a couple of things planned for that. Like Hannah on her channel did this thing where she unwrapped gifts that were just makeup she already owned to get her to use it, and I think that's a great idea. And I guess that's kind of like the TBR jar, but it's like more physically fulfilling. You're unwrapping something and it's like getting that book again. And like I said, this is mostly for like my own financial health, because I do have things that I want to do that cost money, and I need to figure out how to do that first. If you want to see more information about this, maybe leave questions down below and I can make a video answering questions if that's something that you're interested in. That would be like non-bookish content. You are going to see one more book haul from me. But yeah, I have decided not to buy books in 2020, period. I will leave Leena and Hannah's channels linked below to their videos. And yeah, that's all I have for you today. And I will see you next time.